will what I know is a pretest, so students will infer the meaning of the underlying idiomatic expressions. There will be four choices, and it's multiple choice. I think this should only be 10 kasi grade 6 is key stage 4. So dapat 10 items yung kanyang pretest. Sa junior high school at sa senior high school, since that is key stages 3 and 4, dapat 15 items yung pretest. So ang activity, wala, it's just a multiple choice question. Illustration needed, wala din. So I will be guided na sa part na ito ng module, dapat meron akong 10 items na multiple choice questions wherein students will infer the meaning of the underlying idiomatic expressions. Now let's move on to what's in. So what's in, it's a review. So we would like to, it's a review. We would like to know, it's a very short activity, no, that will allow students to review what they have learned of the topic or the skill. So, kunyari, since it is about inferring the meaning of idiomatic expression, meron akong caricature analysis. So, I will be asking prompt here, where cats and dogs falling from the sky. What does the father mean when he said it's raining cats and dogs? So here, I am planning to show the students a picture wherein a father and a son were watching a heavy rain through the window. So the father would, the prompt questions would be, where cats and dogs falling from the sky? What does the father mean when he said it's raining cats and dogs? So this is a very short activity that will allow you to do a quick review of what students have already learned about figurative or idiomatic expressions. Now let's move on to what's new. So this is now introducing the new lesson or the skill. So for this, there are different ways of introducing a new lesson. You can have a song, you can have a reading selection, you can have a picture, you can have a graphic organizer or anything, no, that will allow you to introduce the lesson in a creative and motivating and interesting way. So for this module, the plan is the teacher is going to present a dialogue which contains idiomatic expressions. So, and since there are difficult words, the teacher will also, in the module, there is also a part there wherein there is the unlocking of difficult words using context clues. And students, from that activity, students will infer the meaning of the idiomatic expressions. Students will determine also the context clues that help them arrive at the meaning of the idiomatic expressions, and provide a sample to guide students on how to infer the meaning of the idiomatic expressions. And since this is a dialogue, there is a plan that there will be an illustration of a boy and a girl conversing because it is a dialogue. What is it? So this is now the discussion of the lesson. So I don't need any activity for this because this is just a discussion on idiomatic expressions using make a discussion on idiomatic expressions using the idioms found in the reading selection. So meron tayong dialogue doon, and so the teacher is now going to discuss idiomatic expression in the context of the dialogue that was given earlier, and more thorough discussion on idiomatic expressions. What's more, this is the part where we have to deepen, we have to provide series of activities to deepen the topic or understanding or mastery of the skill. So the activity would be inching forward to your dream. So the writer that uh, plans that here she will be presenting a comic strip so that students will study the comic strip and identify the idiom that matches the given meaning. So since it is a comic strip, it is planned that there will be two small pigeons talking while watching a hawk flies high. And that is not enough to deepen more understanding. Another activity was provided wherein students will infer the meaning. So here, the students will put a check mark. No? So there is a graphic organizer here, and that's another activity. Illustration needed, no illustration needed. Let's go to what I have learned. So in what I have learned, the title is Complete Me. This is generalization. So you provide an activity first, allowing students to make a generalization of what they have learned. So you can do different activities for this. So you can have a sentence completion. You can ask students to put in bullet what they have learned. You can make journal entries for that. So you can think of different activities that will allow students to make a generalization. Next is what I can do. What I can do is an application. Um, where will students use this skill in real life? So we have to provide an activity where students will be able to see where I can use this skill in real life. This is very important because students have to see that this skill is important because I can use it in real life. So for this, the writer planned an activity entitled What's in a Song. So the teacher will look for a song. As a writer, no, you are going to look for a song with idiomatic expressions. And then on a T chart, the student will write the idiomatic expression in the first column and the meaning and they are going to infer the meaning of the idiomatic expression and write them on the second column. So that is real life because uh, 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 every day in life we hear songs. No, meron pa nga tayong tinatawag na LSS, Last Song Syndrome, na kung ano yung song na narinig mo last, yun yung pabalik-balik sa yung isip. So, and then students keep singing songs, but these songs contain a lot of idiomatic expressions, figurative language, and they don't even dare to analyze the meaning of these idioms and what these songs and what these idioms mean. So this is an opportunity for students to say, hey, tama pala no, meron palang mga idioms ang song that I should learn what these idioms mean in the context of the song. So let's now move on to assessment. So for assessment, so that it's easy for us to get feedback, then I can have a multiple choice question where students will encircle the meaning of the highlighted idiom based on the context clue given. So that's 15 points. You can also have uh, multiple choice question. You can also have authentic assessment, but you are going to provide rubrics for that. You can even have two assessments, which is very good. The first assessment would be a paper pencil, and the other assessment would be authentic type of assessment. So for the additional activities, there should be additional activities, especially this is for ADM, they will be bringing the modules with them. So for this, it is planned that the teacher writes a dialogue or look for a dialogue wherein students will write the meaning of the highlighted idioms in the dialogue. So this time, it will no longer be guided because the students will be the one to write the meaning of the idioms found in the dialogue, and the illustration needed are two best friends conversing. So that's the sample of a planning worksheet. So we plan our module first before we write. And this template will be sent to our evaluators so that our evaluators will be able to check and evaluate if we are on the right track, if the activities are varied, if the activities are logically arranged, and so if the pictures are necessary, if the pictures are not, and the illustrations are not necessary, the evaluator can say, pwede na ni siyang i-delete. So no need for us to look for an illustrator to draw our pictures or